Well, hello, all my students out there. I am currently, if you can't tell, in a cemetery. Now you're probably saying to yourself, Mr. Parsons, we know you're not quite right in the head, but why are you in a cemetery? Well, I'm going to tell you why. We are actually here in Woodlawn Cemetery in Titusville, Pennsylvania, to see the guy who started the whole oil industry boom, Colonel Drake. Now, Colonel Drake was originally buried in his hometown, which escapes me where that's at right now. But behind me is the statue that they built in commemoration of him. This is called the Driller, and beautiful statue. Back in the 70s, when graffiti was a big thing, kids spray painted this to the point where you couldn't tell what it was. It looked like some psychedelic kind of weird thing. Back in the 80s, they cleaned it up. They got everything done. But this is a monument dedicated to Drake. And then right here, and how many teachers take you to a cemetery and show you dead people? Let's be honest, it's just me. All right, so we look right here, and that is Colonel Drake's resting place now. He was from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. He was buried in Bethlehem, and then they asked to bring his remains back up here. The family said, fine, sure, take him, we don't care. When he died penniless. He had no money because the money wasn't to be made in the oil, it was to be made in the refining, which is where Rockefeller wound up being such a big deal in the whole situation. So yeah, so if you come to Titusville and you come to the Woodlawn Cemetery, you will get to see Colonel Drake's resting place. In fact, it's the first thing you see when you turn into the driveway. And of course, it's a just dreary day out today, but I thought we'll come up here and look a little closer. There's the statue of the Driller. It's really an amazing, it's an amazing little place to come up here and take a look around. Also, just to throw this in, because God forbid we should have any history that's not like added extra stuff. You know me. If you look up behind me here, I'm going to try and zoom this up. Oh, won't let me zoom it. Okay. That is where all the Civil War soldiers are buried, is right up there. Down this road here is a beautiful statue of the Benson family, who was an oil family in Titusville. It's a beautiful, giant bronze statue of a woman holding a rose. It's just amazing. And then up on this other side here, we're going to try and walk around here. Hold on. I've never narrated a cemetery before. This is kind of interesting. Okay, so when you look back over my shoulder here, you'll see all the mausoleums and everything up there. That is an entire area of, again, wealthy people buried up there. There's some Tiffany stained glass windows in some of the mausoleums up there. No knocking that I've heard, but what are you going to do? So, as far as a history lesson for today, I wanted you to just see where Drake is buried. Drake is the start of the whole thing. Now, Uncle Billy, who was more important than Drake, because Drake was the guy who came here to do it, but Uncle Billy was the guy who figured out how to do it. Again, the first roughneck, did all the work, got none of the credit. He is buried down near Butler. And there's a marker for him, but that's about it. He didn't get the fame and acclaim in the future that Drake did. So for the moment, there's your history lesson for today. Look, that only took you 4 minutes of your life. It's so much nicer than being in class, huh? Okay. All right. Well, from Woodlawn Cemetery, Colonel Drake's Memorial, I will see you guys in the next lesson. Toodles.